Hey, good morning, team. Hope everyone is feeling good. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me just check that everything is sweet in the background. Hopefully we're not on mute. 13 in the building watching. Good to see you all. Good to see you. So I've got an announcement today. Some of you are probably going to be a little bit sad. I get it, but it's just something that needs to be done. So, excuse me. Let me see who's in the chat first. Kenny's in the building. Good morning. It's coffee time. Yeah, I got a cortado with oat milk. What is yours? We started off with chai, then I've had a little bit of matcha recently. Now Americano or cortados because we're training. So I didn't even know that these cortados are only like 18 calories, or an Americano is only like 80 calories or something like that. So there you go. Rather than blasting out 500 calories before we've even started the day. That's what we're talking about. Right. So before we jump into everything, I'm just going to give it a few minutes for people to get into the chat. Now, if it's lagging, I do have bookmap going on in the background. So that could be the case. So bear with me. Let's see where we are. So mic check. Everything's checked. No, someone in the right place. Yep. Just let me know in the chat. Everything is sweet. So audio's good. Let me know. Morning internet, Dad, Jabby. Good morning, Trader Ken. Straight black, yeah. Without being too crude, it sends me straight to the toilet, that does. So it's not something that son of a Greek is saying good morning as well. So let's have a look what's going on here. Is this... let's see where we are. There we are, right. You've got me. So as you can see, we have, I don't know why that's doing that. Why is that doing that? We want, what's going on here? Why is bookmap? Oh, there you go. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on that because I'm on two different screens here. 3 different screens, should I say. So make sure you hit the like door, the subscribe door, that stuff in the morning. Now, first things first, we need to do some housekeeping, and I need to mention a few things. So we have been live streaming on and off for a couple years. Now, we've been doing this for about 11 months, and the way that I trade, it's not always going to find something the time that I come on trading and things like that. And we was going to do this till the end of the year. But I've sat down with, done some self-reflection recently in relation to the value that we're giving our mentees and things like that. And I have to look after our community. I have to look after the people that I coach. And I believe that now I can probably offer them a little bit more. And what's happening with live streaming is my attention has gone one way. And I'm all about trying to build systems in relation to the way that I do my workouts, the way that I live my life, the way that I do my business, and my reading, my meditation, my self-reflection, my getting out of nature. All those things have taken a little bit of a hit. And you might say, well, that's only an hour of live streaming, but I come straight from the school, we jump on here. And by the time I've done the live streaming and thought about it and things like that, the effect that it has on the rest of the day can be a little bit sometimes draining, and I don't think the quality is there in relation to maybe my updates on my Discord, and my reading's gone downhill and things like that. So from a personal perspective, tomorrow will be the last day that I do YouTube live streams for at least a few months, because the value that we get as a community from doing YouTube has actually decreased a little bit in relation to where the resources that I can build, and me being in my community. My community already knows, my mentors already know, the people that have ever worked with me before, people who've been on boot camps, they already know, because I mentioned it this morning, because I feel that they're not getting the more in-depth maybe analysis in the morning. I feel that sometimes I've added more than taken away, and when it comes to systems, you have to take away. So unfortunately, YouTube community, I'm going to be not doing live stream. Next week, I was going to be off anyway. I'm spending some time in London. I've got the mini mastermind. So next week I was going to seriously think about it anyway, but I've made a decision. That's what I'm like. The value for the mentorship and the value for what we're building needs more input away from this. And I think live streaming can take that away. Also, my actual trading has taken a little bit of a hit. I've not been trading as well as I normally would. And I do believe, one, that's market conditions. And two, I think it's to do with live streaming. So I'm going to go build. I'm going to go trade more. Now, the good thing is I'm going to be adding another video per week. So at the moment we do Sunday or Monday videos, releases, 6 p.m. UK time, things like that. And I'm going to squeeze in another video. So again, time will be spent on thinking, analyzing what type of videos we want to put out there, continue to put our psychology videos out there, and maybe some strategy videos, not too much, to keep attracting the right people in relation to who we want to work with. Because at the end of the day, I work with traders. That's what I do. And we do YouTube, and we do that because that's our organic content. We don't do paid ads and things like that. We build organic content. So my energy needs to go into organic content and helping the traders that are already within our flywheel or our community get to regular payouts and get to that. That's my main aim. So again, YouTube, again, it's the way that it works. We have to change things. We have to evolve. So tomorrow will be our last daily live stream. I will be missing it because it's gave us that purpose, but in a way, that's just the way that it needs to go for our development and our growth. So again, yeah. So look out for certain videos. You got to remember our live streams probably get, I don't know, 100, 250 views. It's good. We can build a little community in here. But our videos get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. One of them's nearly 100,000 views. So you have to think of what value. The value that I give is clearly in my videos. Okay. So look out for them. Look out for them. If I find psychology talk the most valuable, trade or no trade, yeah, the psychology is the best. That's why I try and put as many videos out there as possible. Alex is in the chat saying good morning. Cheesy Whizbits, Price Action, Spider. Claudio's in saying good morning. Well, I've just discovered you, man. Definitely do what is best for you and your goals. Best of luck. Yeah, Trader Ken is in it. More importantly, Trader Ken, to be honest, I'm doing, I think, what's best for our mentor community. What's best for them? Where can they get more value? Now, they already have instant access to me on WhatsApp. I don't think people utilize that as much. And also, I want to offer more calls. In our mentor, we do one-stroke personal, then group call. I want to offer 2 calls a week. So I want to give more. I want to then bring maybe a mindset coach on and things like that. I want to grow this. I'm not a massive fan. I'm not really into this I don't want to be an influencer. I'm a trader and a teacher and a coach and a mentor. So I need to concentrate more on that. These affiliate codes and things like that. It's not really my style. I've come to terms with that. I've tried it before many, many times before. And I think that's what I thought we needed to grow, but it's actually not what we need to grow. And I don't want to be like everybody else. And I'm not. So for me, you can see it comes from, a passion of mine because I just like teaching. So we're going to concentrate on the videos and we're going to concentrate on teaching. That's what we're going to be doing. So there's plenty of YouTubers that stream and throw P&Ls and crazy 20x accounts and things like that out there. I don't really want to be like that. And I can I've noticed I've found myself slowly kind of drifting back into that. And I've got to say, whoa, that's not how I work. I like creating, I like doing videos, and I like teaching. So that's what we will be doing. Right then. So let's have a look at what you need to be looking at today. As you can see on the charts, well, go to the new section first. you can see that today's a no news day and we've got a huge day tomorrow. Okay, an absolute huge day tomorrow. Why is that? Because there's a holiday on Friday in the States. You know, I don't trade anyway, so trading Friday is going to be a no trade day for probably everybody. So that's brought the NFP back forward till tomorrow. So we've got a massive day tomorrow. It's absolutely huge. So we don't know if we're going to get a kind of sell-off and people positioning today. But we've had that sell-off that we were speaking about going to the downside. So again, initial jobs claims, participation rates, exports, imports, all those types of things are coming tomorrow. I personally would not be trading tomorrow, but that's entirely up to you what you want to do. All right, entirely up to you. I will be having a break from trading all next week. Again, I'm spending a week in London, and we've got our mini mastermind next week in London. So all next week I won't be trading, and it gives me time to spend some time and things like that, family, etc. Things like that. So today and tomorrow today is probably going to be my last trading day until probably 10 trading days. I'll probably have a sneaky trade, as you know, but I won't be online. So again, today, nothing really interesting. So let's go over to the charts and just have a look. I'm just going to go over to this chart here, and let's just zoom out and just give you a perspective of what's actually going on. Not this chart. Let's go to this chart, right? So what we've had is finally, we have had a potential shift on the 4-hour term time frame, right? We had a close below this shift here. As you can see where that gray section is, let's just get rid of that for now. And we were talking about yesterday in the Discord and yesterday morning in relation to this level here, the bulls need to hold. So 22,600 is something that the bulls really needed to hold. They did, it came down, and boy, oh boy, did we get a beautiful long back to the upside. And I'm just going to show you what the community were taking yesterday. It was so good. Absolutely so good. We've been waiting a long time for our grade A precision stack strategy. Now, precision stack is something that I've just come up with recently because my strategy is very simple. But when you put it into a certain package, it really helps people identify what they're looking at, identifies me, identifies our community. So I've decided to call it the precision stack system. Basically what that means is I'm going to do a video on that tonight. It's you're looking for a major level, you're looking for a candle formation, you're looking for a retest, you're looking for an execution and your risk. That's a precision stack system of how we're going to do our trading into 5 steps. It's very simple. And that was what we got yesterday. So what we did yesterday is we came down and we took liquidity from that prior low. So step 1 on our precision stack is higher term time frame confluences. That's what we had. Then what we had was a great formation just here. We had a great formation just here, which was great. And then we had a retest. And we said around about that 22,220 to 22,240 was the level that you needed to get into a long. And it trickled up, and your target was going to be this here. There you go, or the opening range. And that's exactly what you got to before you sold off yesterday, around about 6:45 UK time. Tremendous trade. We've had to wait a long time this week and last week for our perfect setup to present. And it's been hard for the community. You know why? Because normally this happens 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 times a week, maybe 6 times a week. And it's just not been happening recently. So it's been quite frustrating for the community in relation to what they're looking for. Why does that keep changing every time I click off that? So that's been a little bit annoying. Why did you blow all accounts? Why did I? Because of my risk. I went on tilt. Are you asking me, Mike? I blow accounts all the time. I get payouts and I blow accounts. I get payouts and I blow accounts. Not my live account though. So my live account has a lot more, how can I put it? I'm a lot more cautious and my risk management is way better on my live account. Of course, once you get to a live, There's not many people in live. I don't know how many people you know personally that are in live accounts, which is live in the market. It's, you have to really, really look after those live accounts, because it means you're in with the big boys. You've got your spreads, you've got execution, time lags and things like that. So for that, but when it comes to prop firms and things like that, again, I had some bull and knocks the other day when, tried to go heavy in the blow. I don't want to mess around in evaluations and things like that. I don't want to mess around. So I'll go quite heavy in evaluations. Once I see a setup, I'll go heavy, see if we can hit, 2 free contracts, see if we can get those 1,500 or maybe pass in one day, depending on whatever platform. And then if they don't, they go along. You got to think about it. To me, it's a ROI. So if I spend $500,000 a month on passing and then evaluation fees, you got to remember, I'm quickly going to take payouts from those accounts and probably 5, 10, 20x that layout. So it's all, you have to treat it as a business. But you ask Gabrielle, yeah, it's normal. Well, Gabrielle will be happy that we all blow accounts. The best of the best blow accounts. I said to my son the other day, he was a little bit upset that he missed a penalty. I said, well, can you believe that Messi's missed penalties? He couldn't believe me. And then all of a sudden his eyes opened. I said, the best of the best lose. That's how it works. Let's just have a look at the chat before we continue. Stina's saying, oh man, that makes me really sad. I've been really enjoying your streams. They have been immensely valuable to me, but of course you've got to do what's right for you. I'll be missing these streams. Yes. And again, more importantly, I have to do what's right for our clients, students, and people that we work with. They need higher quality from me. Again, as you know, I love reading. I've not been able to read as much. It's taken me a month to read a book. It should only take me 10 days. And I've just ordered 4 more books. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 17 books now that I need to get through, So, and why is that important to me? Because it gives me more knowledge to then give to our community. More I grow, the more the community grows. So that's why it's very, very important to me. I didn't know live accounts are different. Well, not so much. You just got some fees. Mike. I wouldn't say the spreads are any different. Definitely not in futures, but more fees. Sometimes you get lag. Sometimes you don't get filled. All these types of things. But yes, Mike. At the end of the day, I'm a business owner, so I have to run things in a business, and I have to remind myself that is the case. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want affiliate codes all over the place. I don't want to be a Patrick Whelan, things like that. No, it's not how I attract the right clients, the right people that I work with. The people that I work with are just so fun to work with, and I want to keep it that way. Sorry to hear that. Scale down. Yeah, listen, you're gonna blow accounts. Don't worry about it. You're gonna blow accounts. You're gonna fail more times than you're going to win. Definitely on this journey at the beginning for a while. So as I was saying, we bounced on the 4-hour term time frame. We got a beautiful entry in here. Let's just go back to that. We've got a beautiful entry on that bounce to the upside. And now we are at this level here. You can see this gray zone. This gray zone just here could potentially be the SR flip. If I just point that out, this potentially here could now be the SR flip. Why is that? Because of this level just here, okay? This is what was holding and holding and holding. You can see this zone here was holding for a while, right? We've now lost that zone, and now it looks like we're trying to retest that. So this could be the lower high for the bears. It could be the lower high for the bears. It's going to be very, very interesting. There's your high. Now, we didn't get a close or anything like that. We've got this wick. We had exactly the same wick here. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see if this is the lower high, and they're going to try and push this down here. That would be very, very interesting if they get down to this level just here. All right, this is what would happen, and that would be your topping pattern, which would be, if I just get rid of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your head and shoulders, move to the downside. So we will see. We will see what happens on that. So that's what I'm looking at this moment in time in relation to that. And if we go down to the lower term time frame of what I'm looking at right now, it's very, very simple. Okay. We have now broken back below the Asia, the opening range. If you can see just here, let me just change this. We don't want extended, and we want our border. Let's bring that up. Okay. As you can see, this is the opening range. We've broken back down into that range just here, right? We tried to get above here on over late last night, well, evening. We came down, we retested. Asia then messed around here, came down, retested again, created this Asia low, got above, and then failed to hold above in this morning's session. So now we're below the opening range. What's the opening range? Well, basically, that's Friday's close, okay? That's Friday's close. So underneath this, I'm bearish at this moment in time. Mike is saying that trading from a garage with a Lambo parked next to me is my dream. I don't know if he's being sarcastic. It's not my dream. I can tell you that. However, but I understand. But it's great for marketing. You know, apparently he earns like $20,000 a day in affiliate fees. You know, it's just crazy. But that's what he chooses to do, and that's how he chooses to be. He wants to be known. He probably wants to be famous. He has probably never really achieved anything valuable in his life except affiliate marketing. And that's what he wants, you know. Who am I to judge? You know, who am I to judge? That's what he wants. It's not classy. It's not classy for me. I can't see him in the Amalfi Coast with me. I will miss my ritual, drinking first coffee of the day and listening to Francis's voice. Yeah, again, it'll be a change. It'll probably be a little bit strange for me, but again, it needs to be done. So again, as we can see here, we have this SR flip, local SR flip. That's a higher term time frame SR flip, 22,800. Okay, 22,780 to 22,800 is a higher SR flip. That's where the bulls need to get back above to really put the market back into their favor. But at the moment, the sellers and the bears are trying to push this back down. Now, we are below the opening range, and I can see maybe if we don't bounce from around here, Asia low getting tapped, which is 22,670. I will be looking for a long scalp at 22,670 if we do get down here, because there is this gap here, which is a little bit, garbage zone for me. That is a TGZ. It's a garbage zone for me. I don't really want to trade in here. We do have this internal SFP on this wick just here. That is an internal SFP. And if I bring Fibonacci from the range low to our current high, you can see that the TGP is also sitting in here as well. All right. So this area could be where the bulls want to step in if this has a quick flash sale. So just keep that in mind. But that's what we're looking at this moment in time. So if we get down there, we'll be looking to probably trying to get into a long opportunity. Another thing as well, when I'm on here for that hour, the Discord doesn't really get my attention. And those people in my Discord have worked with me and they've invested a lot of time and a lot of money with me. So I think they're being neglected as well. And I don't like it. So how do you scale on a new XFA account? Can you explain in depth? Thanks. I'm not going to go in depth because, again, time is of a high value. So basically what I would say is start with 3 micros, get your balance to a few $1,000s, maybe $5,000 if you don't take a payout, and then increase every 5,000, 3,000. Then go from 3 to 5 micros, then go from 5 to like 7 micros, then go from 7 micros to a mini. I would get to a mini around about $10,000. I would go to a mini around about $10,000 on your XFA. On your combines, do what you want, go as quick as you can, but it's entirely up to you, depending on where you are on your journey. If you're brand new in trading, treat your XFA as your tuition fee, your studying, which means in anything that you do, a course that you take, university, apprenticeship phases, whatever you do, you know that it's a good 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 24 months before you really, really reap the rewards. So treat your combines, if you first started coming into futures or you don't have a solid strategy, treat your combine as your intuition fee. Don't concentrate on trying to pass it in a day, a week. Concentrate on the process. Once you then understand that, and maybe you've passed 5 or 10 funded accounts. I mean, God knows how many funded accounts I've passed. It's not even a word. And then when you know that you can pass evaluations in a couple of days, whatever it may be, and you're making money and you're taking payouts, then you know that you can take the gamble. For example, if I go below 5 accounts today, it might cost me $250. Well, you got to remember, if I took a payout last month for, in total, I can't even remember, but it was quite a decent payout. Well, from Phidias, we ended up taking about $3,000-4,000, and then you've got, so that was just last week. So I can afford to go and blow 5 Bullanox accounts at $15 each, or 5 My Funded Futures account, because I've got a deal going on the TRADEZELLA at $40 each, because it makes sense. I'm just ROIing. But if I have a month where I didn't take a payout and I wasn't doing really well, which recently it's felt like I've been going down that route, then I'm not going to go crazy on it. I'm not going to go crazy on evaluations and things like that. So you have to see this as a business. If you're looking at get rich quick, if you're looking at certain things, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Okay, I've been there. I've done it. I coach people who have been there. I coach people who are still doing this. You must concentrate on the process. You must concentrate on a strategy. You must concentrate on the process. It's as simple as that. And that's why, with the way that we're doing things now with the precision stack system, is process. Are you concentrating on the process? That's the key thing. That's the key thing. Are you concentrating on the process? Right, so let me have a look here. You can see, where's OBS here? You can, yeah, there you go. You can see that. So as you can see, 22,273, we have got 22,273. We have 82 contracts, 22,737. 22,737. We have some contracts sitting here. That's important to note. We do have bigger contracts at 22,762. This is interesting. There are contracts at 2762. See these two red zones? There are contracts sat at that level. Now, 650. We don't have any big orders down at the Asia low or anything like that, which makes me think, why is there nothing? 650, there's something. At 650, there's some contracts. So these are the biggest orders, okay? So what if we see that, what are we then going to be thinking? Well, do we really want to get involved in anywhere else? Does it make sense to really get involved in anywhere else? If the orders are here, do we want to get involved in any other area? We don't, do we? We don't want to get involved anywhere else because of the chop, okay? If orders start to come in here, then, okay, that's what we're waiting for. So rather than thinking about all the guesswork in between, let's go to the 5 minute. Rather than thinking about all the guesswork in between here, they're the zones that we're going to be looking to trade from in the London session. That's what we're going to be looking for. Every time I change screen, that changes. That's well annoying. What's that for a prop? Phidias. Yeah, Phiddias. I think they're doing a little bit of a challenge at the moment. Yeah, Phidias is really good. They were doing a crazy offer, so we went and got some accounts. It worked. We ended up taking quite a few thousand, well, more than a few $1,000s out of that. And then they seen how we trade and they put us into live. So I have a live account with Phidias. So I'm live in the market with Phidias. I will be working on a My Funded Futures one after we've had that week break. And I'll be really, really locking in on my trading with our community after next week. Really, really locking in. A lot of reading, a lot of that, a lot of back-end stuff, and really building with our mentors. Really get them to that payout level. Stina is saying, we'll be joining your mentorship eventually at some point, I am sure. Okay, keep looking out for emails. I don't really do a lot of email stuff, but I am going to start sending emails out, etc., things like that. So, every so often, I love a little flash opportunity for people to get into the community every so often. So look out for that, and just look out for certain things. By the way, if you do want to receive emails and things like that, just look out for things on the YouTube community post, because I'll be putting some free resources on YouTube community post. Okay, so free guides and things like that. So look out for that, and look out for Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go and follow me on Instagram, because there'll be things on there as well. Because we need to keep building. We need to keep building. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. I don't even know what my Instagram is actually. I don't know if I can remember. Oh, I'll look on my phone actually. What is my Instagram? I know Stina's on Instagram. Francis J _Green. This is my Instagram. There you go. That's Instagram. I don't think that's the link, but yeah. Just started going on there. Not a massive fan of social media, but I know I have to build. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. What's your fib settings? Okay, so you want to see my fib settings. My fib settings are very, very simple. Okay. Let's just do that. And then settings. There's my fib settings. So I have 0, 0.68, 0.75, and 1. And the 6.8 to the 7.5 is my TGP, which is a 10 golden pocket. That is a zone that I used to trade a lot with Bitcoin. I don't really trade it as much now. I look at things like, can I get into a possible trade here? So on the precision stack, once I get a confirmation, I'll pull a fib from the low to the high, and I'm looking for any pullback into here. That's a nice fib. That's a beautiful, beautiful. Not all the time do we get that, but that is just such a good area. I believe maybe it's a fair value gap as well on some time frames. If I go down to the minute, was that a fair value gap for the ICT traders? Because fair value gaps basically line up with Fibonacci's quite a lot of the time. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See for there you go. There was a fair value gap there. And where else was another fair value gap? Some would argue that that was a fair value gap as well, but it went straight through. So yeah, came down to a perfect 1 minute fair value gap, as you can see here. But that's just a Fibonacci for me. I don't trade fair value gaps and things like that. So let's see. Are we rolling over, or are we going to bounce? Will we get a rollover until tomorrow and then get a bounce? Only time will tell, team. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. So now's the time to ask questions, because as you know, you're not going to get me after tomorrow. So now's the time to ask questions. The wife has said she needs my card. That's not a good thing, team. Which one? How much for? Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, I messaged you. You always have to check what they're doing with that card, friends. Make sure she's all right. There a minute, people. Yeah, so ask me any questions that you need to ask me and things like that, friends. Jim Jackson's laughing. Just check. You never know. They might be trying to go out and buy a something that just brings no value whatsoever. You never know. You never know. What's she buying? She's all right. She's only going to the coffee shop. So there you go. If she's gone in about 3 hours, if she's not back, then you know she went to some fancy coffee shop and probably went somewhere else. Hey? 22,737. I'm thinking this zone, you think this just has a slow grind to the downside in here? Maybe. Could do slow grind. Try and take out this this Asia low. It might not. It might start to bounce. But this is a lot of slow chop. Do you trade sectors? No, I don't, Thug that. I don't actually know what you mean by sectors. Just elaborate a little bit. Let me know. $22,737. That's the nearest orders here. We don't have any orders at 757. I'm looking on the book. There's no orders at the Asia low. 737. There's nothing at the Asia low. There's no liquidity below. So something makes me think that, are we going to try and move back up here and do a so-called stop hunt where that red box is and then roll back down? Or are we just going to come down first? Who knows, eh? Oh, no. Oh, you mean sectors as in... No, I only just do NQ. I don't have nothing else to do. I used to do crypto full time. Now I just do NQ. I don't trade nothing else. I am looking into the Dow. That is something that I actually need to put on my charts. It is something that I'm looking at. And potentially going into options for the community next year as well. No problem, Stina. Hey, friend, I've got to go soon, but I will be here tomorrow for your last stream. As always, great love from Stina. Great love. Great to have you here, I know. So have a great day today. And I'll see you tomorrow. But I see you on Instagram as well, don't I? So have a great day today. All the way from Denmark. All the way from... By the way, where are we from? We have so many people from around the world. It's great. I know where Jim Jacks is from. Thugged Out, where are you from? Mike, where are you from? I know where SR Flip is. Gabrielle, where are you from? Jabby, I know where is. I know, obviously, the rest of the crew. Let me know where people are from. It's good to see. By the way, on the chat, what are these purple things next to people's names? Anybody know? Anybody know? Hey, Darren's from London. Hey, Darren, we're doing the mastermind on the 11th, if you're around. Let me know. There is 2 seats left. Cutoff date was yesterday, but this, I'll mention it on here. Mike, UK, Italy, beautiful. What part of Italy? What part of Italy, Gabriel? Lake Como is a place that is on my list. And also the Amalfi Coast. I think that's how you pronounce it. Delaware in the States. Good old sunny Liverpool. Good old Scousland from Paul Robinson. My wife was a Robinson. That's her last name. Was her last name. She's a Robinson. She's got I think they've got quite a lot of family in Liverpool as well, the Robinsons. Her family have. Kelechi clout tokens. What is that? What they are? I'm not sure what they are. More chatting equals more chat clout. Oh, so you get like little things. Is that new? Is that new? I'm not sure. I've never seen it before. I've just noticed this. Looks like a crown and then #1, #2. So the more chat, the more you get. Oh, okay, right. Philippines. Good to see Philippines. What amazing. I mean, there's 44. I don't know how many people's in here now, but so many different parts from around Canada, Bologna, nice. Juve fan. Okay, who's Juve? Jim Jacks is Juve. Jim Jacks, obviously, I think can speak good Italian, if not probably fluent, because he's Swiss way. And I know it's a very, very strong language in Swiss and German, I believe. Avoid summer months. May or September's the best. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's on my list. That kind of thing I really, really like. So Monaco, Amalfi Coast, Lake Como. I really like places like that with class. I really like places like that. Maybe one day when I'm really, really old, I'll be living in one of those after Dubai. Shepherd's Bush. I was in Shepherd's Bush not long ago. I parked there, jumped on the tube for one station and went for the London High Rocks. Yes, 100% fluent Italian. Amazing, amazing. When I was a football agent, I looked after, we did some work with this boy, Francesco Lenti was his name. And we took him to Liverpool on trial. And then he went to Barca for a bit. And then we went to Benfica with him. I should reach out to them. Beautiful family in Florence. Beautiful family. I should really catch up with them, see what they're doing now. It's been a long, long time. $75 XP now, leveling. Not sure what that means, Jebby. Kelechi lives in Kent. Nice. We had a couple of people in Kent. It's amazing. Nothing's really happening here, my friend. So you probably see why we're having a geography class. By the way, if some people are not subscribed yet, remember tomorrow is going to be my last stream, but keep watching the videos. The videos are what get people here. We get quite a lot of views. The last video is only on around about 1,500, but we still have that videos. I think that video's on like 95 or 97,000. If we can get that to 100,000, I mean, that would be, is that classed as a viral video? Probably not. Maybe 1 million. I don't know. We'll see. What's it like living in Dubai? Best place I've ever lived. Not like I've lived a lot of places outside the UK, but safest place. Beautiful weather. Yes, it's hot for 4 months of the year, but you know, it's crazy aircon everywhere. You ain't got to worry about the heat. Some people don't like it. They are introducing a lot more greenery. I get why people don't like it, but for me, my wife can walk down the street with a Hermes bag and a Rolex watch at 4 o'clock in the morning, with her heels on, looking glamorous, and nobody would trouble her, and everybody would be looking to help her. What more can I ask for? As for family, you know, my boy, school, my girls, when they visit, come over. They didn't have time to do that last time we lived there, but hopefully next time I don't have to worry about anything. Now, of course, there's some crazy things going on behind the scenes. Of course, there is crime because humans are humans. Of course, there's a lot of blue-collar crimes. Of course, there's a lot of dodgy things that happen. But you really, 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 really have to go looking for that, like, beyond belief. Like, they're the biggest secrets going. You have to be in, like, probably special places to get in any sort of trouble. So for me, what more did you want? And it levels you up. You level up big time. You wanna go and build a business. You want to work hard. You get to Dubai because you need to work hard. But you can get in the room with people you would never get in the room with anywhere else in any other country. And it's just safe. you know, in the UK, you have to really, really think about what car you get. So what I like cars, but I actually went and got. But one stage I got rid of the car because I was just so busy working trying to build. But one stage I said, no, we need to get a car where nobody thinks we're doing well. That's how sad it is in the UK. Get a car where no one would even pay any attention to you. Just because people want to come and try and steal your car or rob your watch. Like, I like watches. Can't buy watches and talk about watches on here. People try and find out where I live and come and try and kick my door down. Yeah. Whereas in Dubai, everybody's got a Patek Philippe. Everybody's got Cartier. Everybody's got Rolls Royce. Everybody's got Loro Piano cashmere jumpers. Not so much jumpers, but t-shirts. No one cares. So you can freely just live. It's just great. Anyway, less of that. Less of that. It's not for everybody, though. There are downsides. Depends what you're into. Depends what you're into. But I'm not into crime. I'm not into alcohol. I'm not into doing stupid things. I just want a quiet life. If you want a quiet life, then that's what you get. While in a city. This is horrible price action, my friends. Horrible price action. Slow bleed to the downside. Just absolutely nothing. And this is happening. If I put the volume on, I bet this because there's no volume. Where's my volume gone? For some reason, I've lost my VP. Below the point of control. We're below the point of control at the moment. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. So you can see on this blue line, you can see this blue line. This blue line is the value area low. The blue line above is the value area high. And the one in the middle is the point of control. We're now losing the point of control. So there's a high probability that we're going to tap the value area low, which is the Asia low. Okay? That's something that you could possibly look at. We're going to all-time high now. We could do. We could do because we've definitely hit the bottom. We could do if you look at the 4-hour term time frame. But what we need to do is get back above this here. 22,800 is the level that the bulls really need to get back above here, you can see. This is the SR flip. So let's see what happens. This is a clean chart here. Look at this. Clean chart. So let's see what happens here. The car, watch, jewelry, etc. You can't carry. You can't. You just get robbed. You just get. Listen, where I'm from, where I was born, and the people that I still know now, if they knew certain people had certain things and they could get access to them, they would use any means necessary to get hold of those items. So I'm from these types of areas. So I know how they think. I know what they do. I know who they target. So why on earth would you go on? This is why I don't understand that people that go. Now in Dubai, people, you can show off what you want because no one's really going to rob you. But anywhere else around the world, these people showing off everything, you're just asking for trouble. I know Premier League footballers that wear fake watches. I know Premier League footballers that buy their wives fake Hermes bags. I know business people, multi-millionaires that wear fake Patek Philippe watches. They have the original for investment and they have a grade A clone to wear out and about in case they get robbed. Grade A clones are about $1,000, $1,500. So if you got a Patek Philippe worth 100K and you get a grade A clone for 1,500, $2,000, one keeps its value, is never worn. The other one, of course, no one knows because everybody thinks that the one you're wearing is the one that you brought in case they get robbed. I know loads of Premier League footballers that wear fake stuff and buy fake stuff because they're a target. And if they get robbed, they can't say, no problem, there you go. Take the watch. And the watch is fake. Their wife's handbag is fake. It's a trick that the rich do, people. Waiting for a huge flush on NQ to the downside. I would love that. It doesn't look like it's just hanging around this point of control now. I would want to see some sort of manipulation, but maybe we're not going to see the manipulation. Maybe it's just hanging around this point of control at the moment. I would like to see a flush. I'd like to definitely see the Asia low taken out at 22,675, but you might not get that. It might just hover around here. But you don't want to mess around in it. Look at this. This is horrible. This is horrible. So I don't want to mess around in there. That's for sure. What is your opinion on the speculation that Forex trading might come to an end in 2026 because of crypto and blockchain technology? I personally think it's just nonsense. I don't think Forex trading will go anywhere. What I will say is most people who trade Forex, not most, a lot of people who trade Forex now trade futures because futures is better to trade. It's a better lower entry model. It's highly regulated. There's less scams, and Forex is full of scammers. Just full of scammers. And they're trying to come over to futures because now they understand. Forex is full of scammers. Full of scammers. I watched this other guy the other day. He's got a pink Bugatti and he makes fortunes. Just, I think he ran on the Super Bowl pitch with his chubby belly out trying to promote something. I don't know what he was doing. Can't remember his name. And he's got like, he's paying for jets now. He used to work in Dunkin' Donuts like 4 years ago and things like that. I'm thinking no one who works in Dunkin' Donuts 4 years ago can now afford a £2 million car and a £5 million jet from trading. Like, and what was it? I've lost my train of thought. And he did a challenge where you could go in his Discord group or free Telegram. So come in the free Telegram. Do a challenge to try and help you make money, and then you can pay to be in his course or whatever it is, yeah? Which is nothing wrong with courses, nothing wrong with mentorship. My business is built on that if they're good mentors and if they're good courses, or not so much courses, but good value for the mentorship. Nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why people have got a problem with that. If you want to learn how to be a doctor, you've got to go to university to be a doctor. But the thing was, he just kept losing trades every day in his thing. Someone made a video on it. I can't remember his name, but yeah, so I don't know. But I think he was in Forex. Andre's put, that's low-key smart. Yeah, of course. It's been going on for years. You've got to think about this for a minute. If I've got a 100k watch on, and people know I've got a 100k watch on, just say I've got a 100k watch, and people know I've got a 100k watch. Even people I know from where I'm from, they would tell someone, and that person would say, "No problem. Anytime we know he's here, there, we're gonna rob him." So 100k sitting on my wrist. If that was the case, or 50k, or 30k, they can flip that in a day for 50% off. They can flip that in a day for 75% off. That's why I learned long time ago. I don't show hardly anything. If anything, I want everybody to think I'm poor. Especially while I'm in the UK. Big thing I've changed. Plain clothes, all black. Pay no attention to me. Just let me go about my business. Do you think the passing of the big, beautiful bill will be a negative on today's market? Which bill are we talking about, Paul? Just let me know. Not really know what's going on with the bills and things like that. I don't really know. The Trading Academy. Sorry, just got in here. What's your thoughts on NQ? Well, we're just doing nothing at the moment. I can tell you that, Trading Academy. We're doing nothing at the moment. But as you can see on my chart, the fact that we are under the value area high and the Friday's close keeps me bearish for the moment in time. We've stalled at the point of control. We know tomorrow is going to be the big day, and then go from here. Move in silence. I think you should do certain things. Like on my Instagram, you can see my Instagram, which is trading and the gym. And I like going out for food. I don't really put my family on there much. It's obvious who my family are because they got the same last name as me, even though my oldest daughter hasn't. But I don't really put a lot of that stuff on. And if I'm anywhere or I do anything, I'll probably just take a picture of the scene. I like scenery, or I like a picture of the meal or whatever, things like that. But mostly it's just, just gives a little bit inside, but not too much into the way that I am. I'm very introvert. Very introvert. I like talking, but I'm an introvert. I like to keep things inside. Just because I've learned from the past that the world will try and destroy your success. Haters will destroy everything. When I was a footballer, you can imagine how many people tried to destroy my stuff, my relationships, and it was horrible, to be honest. Great career, but horrible time. Alex G is his name. He's a scammer. Okay, so, Trading Academy. I'm sure he's got a decent, okay trading strategy. Okay? But I always think if everything's about marketing, like everything's about marketing, everything, then I just question things, that's all. I wouldn't know whether he's a scammer or not because I've never gone into any of his things. Do you trade order flow or what do you trade? I do look at order flow sometimes on Motive Wave. It's not something that's part of my precision stack system. I just look at price action. I use Bookmap to see where liquidity is sat. I use price action. I used to use order flow a little bit. I looked at it. I put it on Motive Wave. I used to use it before when I was trading crypto with chart champions and all these types of things. But I've noticed that it's just price action. Wait for your main levels to hit. Do you get a reversal pattern? I do look at the 100 tick chart to try and get a sniper entry. But other than that, no. Try and stay away from anything that's going to make me have to make another decision, which is the friction. I try and come away. We need to really, really limit the friction for trying to get into trades because our brain will just go off on a tangent. I'll stay on for another 15 minutes today because seems like we've got some good questions. And obviously tomorrow is our last stream. Can we trust Phidias? Yeah, I've had payouts, Jim Jacks. I've had two payouts. I've had two payouts and then I went into live. I don't think they wanted me to stay in to think for too long. Maybe they thought, oh no, this guy's going to take too much money from us. So what I might do in the future, I might build I've tried things before, I've done a newsletter and things like that. But I do like the idea of like newsletters and you get emails and things like that. So anything that will benefit the community in the future, I know like maybe some discount codes and things like that for the prop firms that we would put on here. I'm going to try and put it in a different way eventually down the road, maybe on a newsletter. But I'll probably come away from that for a while I build whatever. But just look out for things. My funded futures are really evolving and adding a lot in the industry. My funded futures are really, really good. Was very close to payout on my funded futures on one of our accounts, but then we blew it. We went on tilt. Basically, I went heavy. Contract size, I went heavy. But my funded futures, I like them. I obviously was been on My Funded Futures TV last week. I speak to Terry Trades behind the scenes, bless her. I do like My Funded Futures. I love Top Step, of course. I was affiliated with Top Step for a long time, nearly a year. I've been on Top Step TV over 10 times. I really like Top Step, but I like My Funded Futures. My Funded Futures are bringing their own platform out for trading, similar to Project X. But they're bringing their own out called Trade or something. I can't remember what it's called. Trade something. They are bringing their own out, and it's got a lot of features. So look out for that in the next month or so. Maybe what you're talking about, Trading Academy. Look out for that. But I do like My Funded Futures. They're doing something with TradeEvate at the moment. I don't like TradeEvate, so I'm not taking them up on that offer. But they have Volumetric as well, which is a good platform. So I'll be reshuffling our things now. We're getting rid of this live stream. I'll be reshuffling our things in the background for growth. But you won't really know what I'm trading. So got itchy nose. But for me, Top Step, Take Profit Trader, My Funded Futures are the best free, in my personal opinion. Ones where you're going to get the best support. Ones where you're going to get probably the payouts. TradeFi is good, straight to funded. And Top One Futures has come on the scene, but they did come from Forex, and they were like a pyramid kind of affiliate program in Forex. So I'm not too sure about them. My Funded Futures is 50% off, actually. Is that... I think that's only on TradeEvate at the moment, Jim Jacks. I'm not too sure. Use that code. Let me have a look. I don't know if that code works. You want to test it now, Jim Jacks? TT10. Apex is just so... For me, Apex is too hard. I don't know what it is. I've tried wealth charts. I've passed numerous times. I've never got to a payout on Apex. I think it triggers the gambling side of traders. I think that's what it's built for. I think it... Because you can pass in one day, and you can maximize and get a payout. I do like the idea of Apex. I really, really do like the idea of Apex. The 20 accounts and that. But I just have days where I just go on tilt with them. Some people find... So, is it... What's his name? Alpine? He does live streaming. Alpine Trader or something. He finds Apex easier than Top Step and Take Profit Trader. Whereas I find Take Profit Trader and Top Step well easier than Apex to get payouts. So much easier. So maybe it's something that I've got to sit down and redo and rethink my approach to it. I think there's an approach to it. My approach to Top Step, my approach to Phidias, my approach to Take Profit Trader, My Funded Futures always gets me funded and then gets me payouts on 3 of them. But Apex, I just can't seem to... I don't think I give it enough thought, enough time, and I don't think I plan it. I don't think I've systemized my approach to Apex. By the way, I've just ordered a new book, Thinking in Systems. I'll tell you what books I've just ordered. No, I'm not going to go on that. So I've just ordered... I was not going to order no books, as you know, because I've got these... I wouldn't say stupid. I've got all these books that I need to read, and I keep talking about it. That's why I'm... pulling back on streaming to read more, because I love my reading. As you can see, all these books. I've got another room full of books. I am one of those boys who comes from the streets, who's a bit different and dweeby, geeky at times. So I would like a nice all black office with like a mini library in there one day in the future. That would be great. Anyway, so what was I saying? I forgot. Oh, the books. I've ordered 4,000 weeks. Apparently, if we live to week 80, you only get 4,000 weeks. So I'm over halfway through that. So I've really, really got to take into consideration that I am halfway through life if I'm blessed. And then what else did I... Mental mind games are something to do with trading. My wife, a Pilates book. And Charlie Munger book, I think. Can't remember. I'll show you when they come. Well, I can't actually. Yeah, it works. TT10. I'm going to buy one. There you go. There you go. So if you want to get into my funded futures, TT10 is working. That's how you know I don't really push affiliate codes. I don't even know if my codes work. TT10 is working. Did you get 50% off, Jim Jacks? I will miss your live streams. Do you do live streams for your members? So people how it works is people work with me over a 12-week period, and I have a weekly one-on-one with them. They have daily analysis in the mornings in Discord, and they have a group, even though it's on a Sunday. Most people are either chilling or with their family, so it's very quiet on a Sunday. A group. What I want to do now is I want to give my mentors, new mentors, 2 calls per week, 2 one-on-ones, and the weekly, and go from there. That's what I want to do. So I'm just figuring out time and things like that, because I only like to work 4 hours a day. I want everything else to be systemized. So hopefully we'll see you one day. But yeah, the streams will be gone. But keep watching the videos. As you know, I bring videos out weekly now, and we're going to try and add another video as well. So 2 videos a week. Yes, 50% off. Well, there you go, people. Is that on any platform or just TRADEZELLA, Jim Jacks? Let me know. So if you want to go and get my funded futures, by the way, top prop firm company. Top. I would say it's top 3, if not number 2 for me at the moment. Yeah, I think, like you say, Apex is more for micro scalpers due to its intraday trading. I think it's one of those. If you're a scalper, Apex is probably good for you. I like to hold positions for an hour, 2 hours, if it doesn't give me my move straight away. That's what I like. Top Step added South Africa to restricted countries list. Sad for South African traders suffering because of the selfish and corrupt politicians. That's disgusting, isn't it, really? That's disgusting that a government, to keep people poor, stop people from accessing ways to make more money. I think it's disgusting. I went to South Africa in 2010 for charity. I went in the townships in Cape Town. I went to the 3 biggest townships in Cape Town. Police escort, of course, because I probably would have never been able to get out. And I went there on charity, and they call my skin coloured, which is racist in the UK or anywhere else around the world. But in South Africa, I think you've got black, white, and coloured, which is crazy still. And it's the coloured people in the townships and all them things that are just bottom of the barrel. So they just keep people poor. The corruption is outrageous. The corruption is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Anywhere where there's corruption, as in corruption that keeps people poor or keeps a race poor, you need to put every single ounce of your energy to leave that country. Every single ounce of your energy to leave to your country and break that for your bloodline. That's what you need to do. Don't get me started on that. It kind of gets me going. I will miss the streams. 50% off. Any platform. I work there with DXFeed and TradingView. I didn't even know. So I can't use my own code. I'm not allowed. So I'm going to message Terry. Terry might be watching this. If not, I'm going to use Terry's code to get 50% off. I'm going to go my funded futures. I might load up on 5 accounts. Is Thinking in Systems book. Let me have a look. I ordered it a long time ago. It never came. It never came. It's by. Yeah, Danilo Meadows. That's it. Danilo Meadows. I also ordered, 4,000 weeks. Embrace your limits, change your life. and Market Mind Games, Radical Psychology, Investing, Trading, and Risk. And then Pilates one for the wife. Great book, Lebsy. I thought I ordered it ages ago, and it never got delivered. I forgot about it. This is a great book as well. So, The Great Mental Models, Systems and Mathematics by Shane Parrish. I've only read it twice, but I think you should read that book as many times as possible. Trading books are okay, but it's self-development books and system books that you need to go. We're just hovering around here now. Look at this for price action. Absolute trash. Done nothing for an hour. Absolutely nothing. I don't like the fact that Top Step is taking away all platforms when Top Step X, it doesn't have anything in it yet. I think Top Step X is good. I like it. Really, really like it. Project X or whatever you want to call it. But they're trying to keep everything the way that they do. They don't do no offers at the moment and do anything like that. They got rid of all affiliates. Apparently now they've got rid of all affiliates, even though we chose to leave. Apparently now they've got rid of every affiliate. So they're changing their mindset as well, or their approach. Fran, I'm away on the 11th. Where can I find the details for the mastermind? I can send to a friend. Here you go. You can just go and hit this link here. Copy. Here you go. Hit this link here. If anybody's in London and they want to come, there you go. You want to get in? There's only 2 seats left. So there you go. Just here, Darren. Just click the link. Well, I've just put in the chat. How do you handle tilt? How do I handle tilt now? I just move on now. Tilt's going to happen. You're going to have days where you go on tilt. You're going to say to yourself, what an idiot. Oh shit, why did I do that? You just have to accept it and get on with it. Just like you would if you went on tilt in real life and you had an argument with someone or you did something in a road rage. You're going to have days where you snap at your kids or snap at someone. I see that as the version of tilt in real life. You just got to accept it and walk away and say, you know, you're an idiot. Why did you do it? What else was wrong? Maybe take some notes. Why did you do it? Was you chasing money? Was you chasing a status symbol? Was you chasing materialistic things? Did you just lose patience? And then just accept it and walk away. You're going to go on tilt. The best of the best go on tilt. You're going to have days where you go on tilt. You're human. But the more you can do things like morning meditation, the more you can things like maybe getting up a little bit earlier, the more you can do things of daily reading, the more you can do things of always being on the move during the day. 20, 30 minutes a day, you should be moving. If you're not moving for 20, 30 minutes a day, then these things are going to affect you mentally. All these things will help you along the way. They just will. They just will. The course is just a guide, really. There's something that I'm not really released it yet. I'm not finished filming it and things like that, and I'll only to be adding to it. The course is just a guide because I'm not a massive fan of courses. So it's just a guide in the background for, yes, there are certain things, and we will grow that and we will go deeper because that course will be a forever being added to and then revamped in 12 months' time, as in rebranded in relation to better slides and better things. As we grow, we'll grow. I'm going to put bookmap in there probably. I'm going to put other things that we grow in there. I'm going to add the precision stack. I'm going to add psychological mindset sections and things like that along the way, of course. But the value comes from when you work with me is working with me. sitting here on a regular thing now for twice a week, and then the group and things like that. So then we can find your bottleneck and find where you're going wrong on a day-to-day basis. That's where the value is, because most people have a course, you can't even speak to the mentor. You don't have their WhatsApp. You can't even get a hold of them, So that's the value. Courses are courses, they're great, but the value comes from me. So the course will just be it's a guide in the background with loads of knowledge, which will help you. But we'll just keep adding to that. That's why I've been working on it and doing it in and out for nearly a year now, and I've not really released anything, because I've just been dabbling in and dabbling. Because it's not my selling point. My selling point is me, working with me. What do I do on a day-to-day basis? How do I live my life? And if you like the look of that, then it goes. That's why I don't show materialistic things and things like that. Good morning, Winfinity. Winfinity's here, Gen Trading. Good morning, good morning. I've never seen you before, but unfortunately, tomorrow is our last live streaming day. So, but look out for the videos. Is there a Midlands accent? Oh, yeah. Nottingham. I'm from Nottingham. Nottingham, as we would say. But I'm not going to say Nottingham on here. But that's where I'm from, yeah. Born and bred. In knots, as they say. Even though I'm not there now. But Is the London event being filmed for people to purchase post-event? I could help with the filming and editing if you're interested. Sergio, no, we're going to... It's not available for people to purchase after. Again, it's a very, very small private group, as you know. But I've got a videographer and a photographer who will be doing it, and I'll post a little 10-minute snippet on YouTube, and then maybe add that kind of content later on down the future. Oh, you're Derby, so you're literally 20 minutes from where I'm originally from. I used to play for Derby County as a kid. They actually released me after telling me that they were going to give me a YTS. So that's when I had to go non-league before I signed for Peterborough. And that was the beginning of that professional football career. But yeah, Derby. Derby's not far from me now. Literally not far at all. Like 3 miles. No, Derbyshire is 3 miles, yeah. That's crazy that you're on here. And then we've got people around the world. Up the A52, yeah. A52. Been on that road a few times. But thanks for the offer, Sergio. Appreciate that. But we've already got one. We've got a videographer and that. No, I'll stay until 8. Mel Morris. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that name. It was a bit of a wild time when Mel Morris was there. What's harder, pro football or trading? That is a good question. It's not a simple answer. It's really not a simple answer. There's so many different variables. Professional football is harder. There's less chance of you being a footballer than there is a trader. Way less. So professional football is harder because there's so many more variables. It's not just you. In trading, it's just you. In football, it's not. It's you plus everyone else that you have to deal with. There's too many variables outside of your control. With the markets are outside your control. However, if you've got a strategy and you stick to that strategy, you know you're going to be profitable. In football, you can be the best footballer going around and you might not make it. The chances are very slim, even if you're a great footballer. But if you're a great trader, you're going to make it. So being a footballer is well harder than being a trader. On a mental side, I would say trading might be a little bit harder because of the things you have to get through, whereas sports, results can happen quite quickly. In trading, results don't happen quickly. Derby, yeah, Derby. My neighbour's a Derby fan, actually. No, my neighbour's a Notts County fan, and my other neighbour's a Derby fan. Oh, nice, my friends. Derby, yeah. Cold darts, but I don't trade until 2 p.m. in my country time, and I live with my parents. I'm 18 years old, but I don't wake up until 12, and this is bothering, especially my mum, in making moving and living alone a good choice. Well, why do you get up at 12? Why do you get up at 12? Do you work nights or something? It's horrible. Look at this. There's nothing happening. Absolutely nothing happening. You don't want to trade in this. You don't want to trade in this. Nothing. That 273 order still sat there. 273 still sat there, that order. 273. There's an order sat just there. It's going to be interesting. Playing COD all night. You need to stop that. He needs to stop that with Infinity. Man, you are 18. Remember when I was 18? Then again, I couldn't stay in bed till 12 when I was 18. No, so... But... Because of football training. But... I had to leave at 7. But yeah, one habit I would suggest all people do when they're young is try and get up early. You get ahead of 80%, 90% of the other 18-year-olds. There's no way my son's staying in bed till 12 o'clock. I might give him the odd, but I could tell you that there's no chance. Now, my daughters don't live with me. But if they did, there's no way they would be getting up at 12 o'clock. Nope. Yeah, we'll give it 4 more minutes. Then I'm going to lock off at the hour. That's 90 minutes, people. Stayed on a little bit long. Is back testing. Okay, one thing I will say about back testing. You should only back test for about a week. You don't need to back test for more than a week. If something's going to work, it'll tell you. You can find out whether something works in a week or not. How long is it going to take you to back test? Markets change. Should only go back for the last 6 months. What's happened in the last 6 months? Did your strategy work? How many times did it work? How many times did it not work? Then forward test. Yeah, my oldest child's 25 this year. My oldest girl's 25 this year. Jim Jack, see you tomorrow, sir. I think the market could creep back up to this zone here. That's what I think it's trying to do now. But I'm not trading any of this, so the only 2 zones I'm interested here now are these 2. I'm not getting involved in anything else. I do dye the beard. Right then, team. I'm going to wrap that up right away because we're just waffling now. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you join for the last one tomorrow. Look out for any YouTube videos that we're putting up. If you need me, there is a link below. You know where I'm at if you want to take it seriously. As always, God bless.